welcome to Shooting a Shift, where this week, in an attempt to appease our audio-only listeners, there will be no pictures on screen. Milton will not be asking for any explosions, and I'm on talk like this, so y'all know I got a mullet. My name is Bryn. We got Milton below me there. We got Matt on screen over here. Oh, I've already ruined it. I'm pointing at things on screen. And I'm going to send you back to your lovely host, Bam, because I cannot keep that voice up.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode. He also got everybody's positions wrong, so off to my left over there is Matt. Down below me is Milton. And just diagonally opposite is Bryn. This week, new things have been released on that there Amazon Prime.
Oh, just for forewarning, none of us, apart from Bam, know this week's subject. So
I have been watching Jeremy Clarkson try and operate a farm.
A trower. Jeremy Clarkson on the farm.
I've not watched that yet.
So I don't think the boys have watched this, so we're not actually going to do any spoilers about that. But
because I want to watch it.
It got me pondering a ponderment.
Go on.
That Bryn might be able to answer.
I can answer it for you. You don't even need to say the question.
Other than Lamborghini,
MX-5.
What other car manufacturers make trackers?
Well, you've got John Deere, Massey Ferguson.
When you can tell that, yeah. Ford, yeah.
I know that because one of my colleagues' dads is really into vintage Ford tractors, and he also hot rods them. He has a Ford tractor with like a flathead V8 in it or something that's apparently cool.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Interesting development.
I'm trying to think of my farming simulator knowledge.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one that when they need a slower pace of life plays Farming Simulator.
Yeah, you're in your combine harvester going up and down your hectares, and you're out
Am I the only one who plays Farming Simulator like a rich farmer and just hires people to do the work for them?
What's the point in that?
That's how he plays real life.
It is how I play real life. Matt's not wrong. I'd literally just I just sit and chill and watch the trackers going up and down the field.
That's even more ridiculously relaxing.
To answer your question, I can't think of who else mainstream that does. There's JCB, Massey Ferguson, John Deere.
Yeah.
There's going to be some like Japanese brands like Mitsubishi or someone like that will have done tractors, I'm sure.
So they wanted to do. Like, genuinely, this is a topic that came into my head about 10 minutes ago, right?
Fiat. I bet Fiat made a tractor.
Fiat do.
They do actually make some.
And it's in Farming Simulator. It's your first tracker you get.
It's pretty good.
List of tractor manufacturers, and this is A to Z in Wikipedia. Okay, yeah, that's a long old list. It's going to be quicker for me to find stuff that you call out.
Okay, right.
Or just find stuff that you
Ferrari?
know to make cars.
Ferrari. What? Ford make trackers.
Yeah, Ford's on here. Fiat isn't.
What about
they could be on the list of former tractor manufacturers.
What about the track tour? The Top Gear made.
Yeah, Fiat's on here.
I just saw a company called Panzer Tractors.
Yeah, they're a whole different kind of tractor.
See if I can spot any other.
So for those of you who have joined, we've officially given up on motorsport and moved on to a far more boring topic this week.
Hey, mate, tractor racing would be a thing.
Tractor racing is a thing.
Well, there we go.
I'll tell you what is a thing. In fact, lawnmower racing.
Yeah.
Sit on lawnmower racing is a thing.
So, right, what we need you all to do right now is share the link to this video, get all your friends to subscribe, watch the video a few hundred times so that we can get some advertising revenue, so we can buy some sit-on lawnmowers and we can have a lawnmower tracker race.
Garrett are on this list.
I've got a horrible feeling we'll all just over-engineer the problem.
Of course we will.
But we've got to build one that can beat Mantas at Formula G.
Honda do that.
That's an ask.
Think about it.
Lamborghini's on the list.
Because you can't, when you're doing a handbrake round a barrel, it won't work because you got to lean into it and you'll just fall off.
You won't need to handbrake. A tractor's so short, you could just like put your head on the ground as counterweight and drive around.
On this list is McLaren. MAC, McLaren. And McLaren England. J and H McLaren.
There's got to be right some farm equipment that's good for like we all know dirt bikes are good for motorsport, right?
Yeah, have you not? The Top Gear did it. Track Tour. It does like 95 miles an hour.
For those audio listeners, Matt just mashed his keys as hard as possible.
Oh, they heard it.
What about that? Why does it give me a picture and not tell me what it's called? The thing with really skinny wheels that's really tall. For like off-road racing and swamp. They do stuff through swamps and stuff.
Hang on a minute. You want to take a crop sprayer?
Yeah.
Yeah. For off-roading. You can just drive over everything there.
Yeah, any deep water, no problem.
That is not how that would go. Having seen them handle on the road, that is not how it would go. So I think the advantage I've got over the boys here is I'm a proper country bumpkin. I grew up in a village with like 6 houses.
Yeah, they fall over on the road.
They
hit a bump and they fall over. I'm not talking. No, there's that sport where they have to go through a really deep swamp.
Yeah,
and it's pretty flat, and that would work perfectly for it.
Yeah, but they're basically
it's called bogging.
They're basically
that's the one. Yeah,
but they're basically the donk of farming equipment.
Yeah,
and all they are is just monster trucks.
Because they're really tall and really skinny tires, they work well for bogging.
They would work well for that. For the rest of this triathlon of events that our farm vehicle would have to do, yes, I've just brought that into the equation. Maybe not so good. It's getting a bit like scrap heap challenge races now, where there's multiple stages and there's always one that they're real bad at.
I tell you what, right?
I wouldn't fancy doing bogging in a combine harvester.
No.
There's a no, I would, because some combine harvesters are tracked.
But you have to have the spinny thing going the whole time.
Oh, you want the header going as well,
with the poop, like all up your screen.
Yeah. The thing is, you're forgetting on a lot of farms they have quad bikes.
Yeah, quad bikes, motorbikes, like ATVs.
Not so good for the bogging unless you've got a scuba suit and a snorkel.
No, because it.
All right, scuba Bryn, calm down.
I mean, did you see Ken Block's most recent video where he went off-roading in Can-Ams and stuff like that? And they literally just go mud running through muddy water.
What about?
It looks like so much fun.
What about, right? And now that you've got 8 minutes in, for those of you who are weird enough to see where this tangent went, I think we need a new motorsport, boys. Right?
We just invented it.
What I'm imagining is, when Top Gear used to go like, we're going to race all the different kinds of buses. We're going to do the same with the farm equipment and replace all the farm equipment with whatever's the fastest.
So I am calling my farm bit of equipment, right, for this race is going to be one of them tractors, which has just got all tracks. And it has a bend in the middle, so it's like a bendy bus, but a tracker.
Is that when Top Gear did, bring up Top Gear again, when they did grow their own petrol, and Hammond had... No, it was Clarkson had the track thing, didn't he?
Hammond had it.
No, Hammond had the big red track thing, and it had a pivot.
It was a massive... I think it was a Matthew Ferguson.
For once, I am not the Clarkson of this group.
No, you didn't pick the fast one.
Yeah, he picked the biggest one.
Doesn't need to be fast when I'm going to park it in front of you all.
If we're picking our equipment, I'm having one of those ones where they've got like a monster truck wheel, but then also another monster truck wheel because they're meant to go on soft ground. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm
with 8 wheels.
Wide. There's nobody ever coming past me as long as I can get in front.
So you want the twin wheels?
Yeah, I mean, if they make one with 4 wheels per side, like I'm in on that. Just give me
I've just seen one on Google Images. It's got to every where you'd have 4 wheels normally, it has 8 wheels.
Yes.
2 per axle.
I
mean, this is probably how truck racing came about. So why not tractor racing?
I love how much this is appealing to Bryn's inner redneck right now.
Forget race cars. No, this is what you want. This thing that I don't know what the name of. He's driving down a field and he's just got flames coming out of it. It's like a crop sprayer with flames.
So like the thing for me is right. Our hobby, right, is expensive, but the discovery,
we'll race anything.
The discovery from Clarkson's farm is that our hobby has nothing on hobbyist farmers like Mr. Clarkson. Who has...
He's not exactly short of a bit of a change, is he?
No, he's not. But in pricing up everything, he realises he needs £250,000 worth of stuff just to have the basics. Like, and I was just thinking, like,
you've got lime, you've got fertilizer, seed.
No, not even fertilizer, seed, all of that stuff.
Just equipment.
In tractor, drill, cultivator,
cultivators, yeah.
And you don't need that stuff. You just do it by hand. Start from nothing, like a computer game. You know, year 2 rolls around, and then you can buy your first tractor.
Yeah, you start with 8 seeds, and then you grow that, and it produces 16 seeds. And you plant 16 seeds.
Why is that not how that series started? They just have Clarkson drop into a field in the middle of nowhere with a tree in front of him and 8 seeds.
Wait, is this...
So...
Is this Minecraft?
So like, hobbies, right? Our hobby, we all know our hobby is expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what do we reckon the minimum entry cost is?
It's millions. It's in the millions. Depends on how big the farm.
For motorsport, not for...
So, I was round to my mate's house before I came here. And before I got stabbed in the arm. And he before coronavirus all kicked off, he was building a KA race car for the KA Enduro race, whatever it's called. And he reckoned all in, after buying a £500 donor car, the car was going to cost him about $7,000.
That's probably a reasonable entry level cost. That.
And this is the thing, we were talking about the whole budget motorsport, and the fact of the matter is, if you take off the £500 donor car and say it's going to cost you $7,000 to race prep, aka, no matter what your base car is, it's probably going to cost you about $7,000 to set up any car, because the safety equipment inside the car is the same regardless of whether you're putting it in a 458 or a KA.
True.
But look, didn't, again, Top Gear do the same thing? So he said, is it cheap to go rallycross or golf? For a decent set of golf bats was like £1,500, wasn't it?
I think they spent between, I think it was like $750 for the Saxo, and I think Clarkson spent about $1,200 on the BMW, if I remember correctly. And
the
all
cage
in,
and safety.
Yeah, but all in, once they'd spent all the stuff on the cage and everything, they were still about $5,000 in.
No, it weren't that much.
It was. It was more than.
I think we're probably right at saying like minimum cost for entry into motorsport is somewhere between 5 and 7.
Depends on what. If you go, is it auto solo motorsport?
Yes, it is motorsport.
Right then, so that you can buy a road legal MX-5 for £1,000 and drive it, and that's
you
it.
can buy a lot of things for less than that.
So this is the thing you have to remember. When everybody thinks of motorsport, by definition, what they think of is circuit racing.
Yeah.
Circuit racing is expensive, no matter how you cut it. If I was looking at doing a season of circuit racing, I would minimum budget $10,000 for the entire season. That's buying and building a car, entry fees, because they can be £1,000 to £1,500. Then you need tyres, fuel.
Entry fees for racing's a lot.
Yeah, tyres, fuel, travel to the event, accommodation at the event, and all the rest of it. Spare parts, because if you have a crash, you're going to have to repair it. Like a friend of mine had a crash in the MX-5 racing, he had to reshell the car. But by definition, motorsport is auto solos. So I'm doing one in the Mondeo in July. That cost me 20 quid to join the local car club and 35 quid entry. And I can just take my normal everyday daily in that. And I'm taking my diesel Mondeo.
Okay, so what we're saying is, if you want to get it started,
we've said this before, auto solos.
Yeah.
Or you can actually go cheaper if you do Formula G because it doesn't need to have an MOT.
You still have to get your car there, though.
Yeah, that's difficult.
So I'm talking about you already own a road car.
Yeah.
Go and find your local car club and go that way.
So you could do Formula G in your normal road car. The difficulty is getting there. So actually, when you go, you don't.
You can. Well,
I live in Dundee. Where's my local Formula G event?
It's a bit of a trip.
Yeah. The car clubs are all over the country. If you're local to Santa Pod, Formula G is probably your cheapest route.
It's in Dundee if you set up your own round and run it and don't call it Formula G because you'll get done for copyright.
Yeah,
we did do a round in Scotland once, but I don't even know what Dundee. Where's Dundee, Scotland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Ireland, Wales,
Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland.
Northern Ireland,
You should do one at Drift. Tell them you want to do one at Driftland.
Yeah.
But don't call it Formula D because they'll have you for that.
Yeah. Call it Formula Dundee. Call it Formula Crocodile Dundee. Everyone.
It's actually closer to Edinburgh. I think, if anything, it's closer to Edinburgh.
Oh, my new in-ear monitor's right hurting my ear, boys.
What does that do?
What, this?
Yeah. It's a headphone.
The reason the audio quality is better on this episode for everybody who's listening is because I now have in-ear monitor headphones.
Wow, are they like genuine engineered?
No, they're Amazon 20 quid specials, mate. But they're actually quite comfy in my ear. I think I've just got the wrong size fitting. Right, back to the thing. So, basically, redneck stuff happened in a Forester.
He's definitely a redneck because his other car's a Land Rover.
You're not a redneck till you've owned a pickup truck.
It is a pickup truck.
Yeah. It's just got a little box on the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an old Landy, so the box on the back comes off, the windscreen folds down. Like you can just make it a nothing. You can have nothing above the door shut if you really
It's a speedster.
He refuses to do it every time. When we lived together, every weekend that it was warm, I was like, "Hey, Will, can we just take all the panels off and go for nothing?" He's like, "No, it's a lot of effort. I don't."
Because it would take about 3 days.
What's the point in owning a speedster? You don't turn it into one.
I very regularly when I lived in LA ran the Wrangler with nothing, or as much of nothing as I could, because it's just entertaining. And
Will is the sort of person who buys a convertible and drives around with the top up all the time.
I'm that sort of person. I do that in my MX-5.
Don't know when the last time I took my hard top off was.
Yep,
I did last Saturday.
To be fair, I like having the roof off the MX-5 every time I had the opportunity to, except most drift days wouldn't let you have it off, so there was no point in ever taking it off.
It's also useful to have the roof on when it's raining or when your friend decides to drive through a water sprayer. But we don't know anybody who'd do something like that, do we, Milton?
Oh, can you imagine someone that's on a track, right, and there's a truck that wets the track down, and you think, this is a great idea, I'm going to drive behind it.
I'm not even surprised that Milton's done that. That's kind of the...
But
it just reminds me of the time that Bryn had his driver's side window going this way, and then drove through a puddle sideways with a face full of water.
I'm just wondering how it feels for Milton to be a predictable cliche of himself.
Yeah. So not only am I getting bullied by you, the Blue Boys are bullying me too.
Why? What have the Blue Boys said?
Because I put a very, very clear disclaimer before we went on the trip. I said, I like to chase people. There may be some touchy. And I got back messages like, it's okay, we have graffiti paint, so it's fine, and I don't care if you destroy my body kit. And Bryn can confirm. Can you confirm they said...
I'm staying out of this.
Okay.
I'm staying out of this.
And because my car's a trailer queen, it doesn't get driven as hard or something. And then basically, I kicked everyone's ass and may have had a few bumps because people can't drive.
If anything, if your car's a trailer queen, what you do is you crash into people more because when your car is broken and can't drive home, you plonk it on the trailer and drive home.
So we're in just so that the listeners know, we are in the process of transferring 30 gig of footage from that drift day.
Oh
so
yeah. Oh,
we will leave it up to you to decide how good Milton drove that day, and I promise not to make him look bad in the edit.
I don't know. I didn't spin and cause a crash.
Please tell me we've got footage of that, Bryn.
He didn't spin and cause a crash. He was involved in a few crashes.
They were love taps. Rubbin's racing, right?
You're not racing,
so, in the last episode, we said, look out for a video this weekend. Well, we did do the video, but we didn't get the footage edited. So it's going to come eventually.
It's coming eventually. So things you've got to look forward is Team Incomplete. Yeet Incomplete.
Oh, you said it.
Good try.
At Birmingham Wheels with Boy Wonder and Magical Engineer. And
Mr. Giggle Scream.
Yeah. And you also can confirm you've got two things to look forward to. You've got Wanky Hand.
So much Wanky Hand.
And you've got Bryn screaming occasion.
Just a quick swooshy thing there. So yeah, so special stuff coming up. Team Incomplete at Birmingham Wheels with those two. We've got by those two I mean Bryn and Boy Wonder in the corner.
I didn't get an invite.
Semi-slick. You were at my house having a barbecue anyway. They didn't get.
I still get. I'm the one that lives closest to Wheels, and I didn't get an invite.
Right, it was closed thing.
To clarify this, right, everybody. Matt's acting like he's hard done by, but I can guarantee the two below didn't have Wagyu burgers cooked full teriyaki style for their dinner. Unlike Matt Graham here, who had about 20 quid spent on a burger just for him.
I didn't ask you to spend that. Saturday morning, you announced to me that you were having a barbecue and I was coming.
Yeah, I did.
I was voluntold I was coming.
No, Matt. Actually, you can scrap that off because on the episode on Friday, you said, "I'm not going. I'm going to a barbecue at his house." So you knew about it in advance.
You knew.
I think I told him. At work.
Actually, that was that last weekend.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
The episode that I wasn't here on.
A valid point.
Bryn, Bam told us.
I said I'm having a barbecue.
And Matt's going.
Yeah.
I don't think I told Matt.
Yeah, I don't think he told me till Saturday morning. So.
By the way, Matt, you're coming to Maine.
Yeah. I needed to see if we could get him to mess with his car again.
But we did get cooked because it was rather hot.
It was a hot weekend. And then we've got coming up after Modified Nationals, we're going to have a Cargill special where, we can't let Milton anywhere near females that like cars. That's a HR incident waiting to happen. And given I'm the violent running HR department, I can't be bothered with that paperwork, so we're just not letting him come. Matt...
Just cut that one off of the pass.
Yeah. Matt is not coming to the event, and Bryn might bother to turn up, maybe?
I'll put my sports bra on. I won't be there. Don't worry, girls. I won't be there.
We're going to keep the mullet away
jealous.
from them. So Sophie that runs Modified Girls has invited us down to spend the weekend with them on stand. We go every year with them normally. So event footage from Mod Nats, special shoot in the shift from Mod Nats.
What is Mod Nats? Peterborough, 2nd or 4th of July.
Yep. That's the one. Yeah.
I think following that, we might have some footage of my auto solo and me thrashing the free Mondeo about.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Can we take the wheel out a bit?
The what?
No.
No.
Can we
Not until the MOT relapses, then you can do what you like with it.
He has promised us that. So, Matt, Can we take it to an auto solo with no oil and no steering wheel, and we'll just steer it with mole grips?
I'm not sure the
like a pair of handlebars.
I'm not sure you'll pass scrutineering with that, but you can take the oil out and do it if you want.
And what we need to do is we need to get it to someone who can do banger racing modifications, and take it banger racing. Yeah. Not banger racing like the stock car, where it's no contact.
Put it this way: when it fails the MOT in November, which it 99% will, I will sign the V5 into the company name of Violent Running Syndicate, and then it is all yours to do whatever you like.
It's worth £1,000 though, still, isn't it?
No.
We Buy Any Car offered me £890, but in the state it's currently in, I doubt they'd give me that for it.
So whilst Milton is trying to get Matt some money here, what I'm going to remind him is that any money the company spends on that car comes directly out of the Milton sponsorship fund.
Yeah, but you don't actually pay the money.
Well, I'm going to pay you a lot slower if I give Matt $1,000, aren't I?
No, you're going to swishy this thing, but it's a tax write-off. It's fine.
You know what will happen, Milton? Because Formula G doesn't need an MOT. You can take it to the next round of Formula G after it fails the MOT.
Milton,
and we'll see how
Wait, Milton. How much is it for me to enter a round of Formula G in Matt's Mondeo?
110.
Done. No oil.
Bryn, because it'll blow up and it'll ruin the track.
Bryn, I need a race engineer.
It can blow up, but it won't ruin the track because there's no oil to drop on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be a big swoosh thing here.
There is not.
Well.
So
Bryn's engineering brain's just exploding here.
I want no part of this book.
Hey, what? Once I've signed it over to him, it's not my problem.
Sign it, put it in Bryn's name, and then we'll just park it somewhere and see what happens.
Bryn, your car's almost done, isn't it?
It is almost done, yes.
Are we any closer to the Lexus GS?
Well, that depends on what I end up doing about garages. So not.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got adult decisions to make.
Yeah. I got catfished by a house the other day that had a sick garage, and it turned out that the garage wasn't included, but only after I took half a day off work to go find out.
Oh.
Bryn, let me just clarify this for the listeners. You got catfished so hard, it's like this really fit girl on Tinder, and there's a picture, and it's her and her mate, and you think it's the one on the left. You get there, and it's.
But it turned out her mate was
the guy
Susan
in the
Boyle.
background. It's the guy in the background of the photo. It's not even one of the two girls. It's Dave in the back. That's how hard you got catfish with that house.
I mean, I was gonna say it's like you see a fit. I don't think we can put this bit in. It's like you see a fit girl on the internet, and it turns out that she doesn't have a garage, because that has also happened to me before.
So, ladies, the moral of the story is: if you want to date Bryn, you better have a garage.
So the weird thing is, you say that my house was the opposite. So you look at the photo, and because from the street you can only see half of the garage, so it just looks like a one-car garage. I don't think much of it, and you walk up to it, and it's a 9 feet tall, 2-car wide garage. And like, okay, I'll buy that house, and I did.
I'm disappointed.
The listing won't have had it in because they just assume that no one is interested in garages. You're trying to find houses, and you're like, oh, that one's got a garage. No photos of it. Don't know where it is. I know it exists. It's probably down there somewhere.
So this house only had like 4 pictures of it. So you when you're initially looking at it, you didn't think much of it. And I went on the floor plan, and the garage isn't on the floor plan either because it's not part house.
So you Google Maps.
They had the size specs of all the rooms, and they had the dimensions of the garage, and it's like 45 square feet. I'm like, that's massive. I'm going to that house.
The only person with a bigger garage is me with my genuine catfish garage, right? That is my workshop. Matt, you've been there. You know why.
Yeah, but it is a cow. But it is a cow barn.
It's also 400 square foot.
Now, hang on.
It's a
45 square meters. Mine is not feet.
400 square foot. Is it meters or? It's massive. It is massive. You could quite comfortably fit 10 cars in it. if it wasn't for the walls that divide it into 3 that you can't get a car through.
I mean, I'd give it a good shot.
Yeah, mine's 45 square meters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
which is 484 square feet.
Oh, my workshop is much bigger than 400 square foot then. Foot ground-wise. But it costs 100.
You can't use half of it for cars. That's the problem with yours.
So what I do have is I have a space that I can work on 2 cars in. I have a space that has got a sofa and beer. And then I have a space that's for storing car parts.
Which for a while had a full-length stager exhaust in it.
It still has a full-length stager exhaust in it.
What's on the stager then?
A full-length piece of scaffolding pipe.
Oh, is it the stock one in the workshop?
Stock one's the one in the workshop, yeah.
Right.
You would know that because the full-length stager exhaust comes in 3 pieces, and what's on the car at the moment, from the turbo right to the tip of the muffler, is one solid, long piece of pipe.
So to put that into context, from the cat back, your exhaust is about as long as an MX-5.
Nope, from the turbo back.
Turbo back, sorry. It's still as long as an MX-5.
I would
like
suspect
bumper
longer.
to bumper.
I would suspect longer.
Speaking of which, I also looked at another house with a garage last week. And I thought it was going to be amazing because this is a really wide garage, right? Loads of workshop space. But it is only 70 centimeters longer than an MX-5.
Ooh, that's boring.
Which makes it not very practical because also this garage does not have a driveway. It's just on the back of the house on a shared spot. So that's also a no-go.
Yeah, I'd looked at some, and our mate John with his RX-7 FD, his garage where he keeps the FD is the same. Is a lot of single garages are the exact dimensions of a car. So you couldn't do brakes inside the garage because there's nowhere to sit. You can drive the car in, you can get out.
There's only one solution.
Width.
There's only one solution, Bryn.
Hang on,
Right.
Ben.
What?
I counter that, Matt. My garage is only just wide enough to get the car in, as in you've got like half a foot either side of the car. So it's got some space at the back and the front. So jacking up is a bit of a pain. But when you want to do, as long you can, there's just enough to go down the side of the car, take the wheel off, and move that out of the way, and you crawl in where the wheel is, and there's enough space.
But also,
when I'm working on my car, I like to sit next to the car, not with my legs under it.
In the nicest possible way to Matt, right? You are the smallest of us, Milton. If I tried to fit in that space, I would get fucking stuck.
He is 4 noodles elastic banded together. It's true.
Yeah.
Hang on, Bryn, you're smaller than me.
I'm not.
Here you are.
We'll get a photo of them together at a live event when we finally all get to record together.
Does that mean I'm allowed to cuddle you now, Bryn? No.
You never were in the first place.
Why do people against me cuddling them?
You never come and try and cuddle me.
I was never against it.
Yeah. I think Milton just wants the forbidden fruit.
Maybe I just like cuddling the fatties.
I'm a fatty.
Exactly.
You don't cuddle me.
We had a hug
You
at
heard it.
G.
We did not. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Milton is fattest. We should cancel Milton.
That's it. He's lost his sponsorship now.
The internet has spoken to me, Milton. And because I don't give a shit what they say, your sponsorship's still in place.
What is this episode? We started off talking about tractors and farm equipment.
The title of this episode is...
The
title of this episode is, why did we create a motorsport based on farming equipment? Or, conversely, how did Bryn get catfished by a garage?
Hang on, get a screenshot of Bryn's face now.
There.
I laugh, but 12 months ago I was doing the same thing, trying to find a house. A garage.
This was the great thing about the liberation of having a workshop. I didn't need to care about the garage or the parking.
Well, this is the thing. So if I couldn't find a place with a garage, it would have been buy a smaller house, so we're spending less on the mortgage, that only has parking for 2 cars off road, because that's all you need at home, and then spend what we're now spending on mortgage difference wise on a workshop. But I've looked for a workshop in the past, and it's a pain in the ass to find a suitable workshop that's big enough as well.
Matt, you're up north-ish, aren't you? Birmingham-ish way, aren't you?
I'm in the Midlands.
Yeah, so it's how much you paying a month? Like £2.50, £3?
No.
As soon as you get out of the M25.
Yeah, I'm
fact,
not far.
Fun fact: Matt pays more for his mortgage than I do for my workshop and house combined.
Yeah, but you are old,
hang on,
and
Bam.
you bought your house years ago before houses cost money.
I only bought my house 2 years ago.
Bam, how long would it take you to go and get something from your workshop right now and get home again and rejoin us for the rest of the podcast?
Off.
He knows he's beat.
I'm not beat. I am not beat because I would not even need to leave my desk to get something from my workshop right now. What I would do is phone my mother, who lives like 5 minutes from my workshop, send her to fetch the thing and get her to bring it to my house.
So hello, Mother Bam. Go into my workshop and get the 5x1 112 wheels, not the 5x 120 wheels, the 5x1 112. Make sure you get the right wheels, Mum. Milton
has just learned the really important lesson about why all my wheels are different colours.
Get your shiny ones.
So the thing is, I like having the garage right there, because if I want to do half an hour's work on the car, I can just pop out and do half an hour's work on the car. Yes, it's going to cost me more, but including the spaces in the garage, I can get 8 cars on my driveway.
Matt, when was the last time you worked on your car? Well,
isn't that great for you, Matthew?
And for the audio listeners, we just saw a close-up of Bryn's face
and now
a face of disgust. I can also just walk out to the garage and go an hour and then go.
Anyway, back to this solution that I was about to pose to Bryn. Right, and you're going to like this one, Bryn. We get a workshop, you and me get a workshop. It's like £700 a month.
Already don't like this plan. It involves another person, but do go on.
We get you an Airstream caravan. And you live in the workshop as the live-in security.
No, I can even better. Why pay an expensive for a caravan? We can make him. We can
make a Bryn kennel.
No, me and Matt, we're using his tools and my brain. We can make him a mezzanine floor on top.
I'm not sure I trust Bryn's life on your mezzanine floor.
Yeah, especially when you can't say it.
This all sounds horrendous. But I might be getting a workshop. There is a possibility. I've got another house to look at that's owned by a friend of mine.
The other thing is we don't live close enough to have a shared workshop.
No.
Let's be realistic.
That's always a pain.
Until the company's paying for it.
Me and Bam live close enough. We're about a half-hour drive from each other. So we find one that's halfway.
There's a really nice stash of workshops just over the road from the office, actually. Is that the name for a stash of workshops? Industrial estate, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's what they call them.
Yeah, it's one of those hidden industrial estates that somebody stashed away in the corner of Stoke.
So that was 10 minutes of rambling about workshops in this episode.
What a topic!
We don't have a topic.
Right.
That's why we're...
So this is just a week of rambling.
Right, so we've rambled through farm equipment, we've rambled through motorsport entry costs.
You can get rid of the house stuff if...
No, we've rambled through workshops, because actually it's quite important for people to know what workshops cost. The secret tip of a workshop, to get a cheap one, is to go to your local farmer and see if he's got any barns he's not using.
Working cow farm.
That's what I did.
Yeah, but
don't Google it.
But I don't have to clean a layer of cow shit off my car.
Don't Google... It's not cow shit, it's just dust that may contain cow shit.
Exactly. I can lick my cars clean if I want to. Yeah, I wouldn't on yours.
I'll give you a tenner to lick my car.
No chance.
Okay.
Right.
Add a few zeros.
No.
Is it £10 per lick?
It's £1 per subscriber.
I will give you £10 to lick my car once, Milton.
What about how many times? Will you give me 20 if I lick it twice?
Yeah, go on then.
You see where this is going. Motorsport is expensive for me.
I completely understand that. So there will be a YouTube short of Milton.
Daddy needs some tyres.
He needs to lick your car 11 times to afford one round of Formula G.
Yeah,
it's like OnlyFans, but worse.
Coming soon to Milton's OnlyFans. So actually, that's an interesting topic of our expensive hobby, right?
Oh God.
Well, you need to be really careful with this subject.
So I'm gonna say, right, if I could harness a community that likes fat bearded men and occasionally get my nips out for a bit of cash, I'd do it.
Oh, I would, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that all the hate that the OnlyFans girls get, I've either broken Bryn here or his camera's frozen.
No, it's
he's fully broken.
Bam. The people that get the hate, they're laughing while wiping their tears with the £50 tips that they get.
Yeah, but also, the people who are giving that hate are only jealous because they ain't pretty enough to make the money that way.
Well, yeah, that's incredibly annoying.
I reckon there's an audience for you, Bryn, in the deep south of America.
I'd be more worried about finding those people, actually. I think if I
in real life.
If somebody said to me, you could make OnlyFans money off of this demographic, I'd be like, didn't know they existed. Now more nervous than I was about life.
What would be more awkward if you see that person in real life? But Bryn, I know how we can make money from you. In your music.
Yes. Because
are we doing a plug on that, Bryn?
No, it's all for fun. I don't want to make it into a job.
No.
Okay. Just in case anyone knows, Bryn does some bloody good music.
He'd much rather make it into a job just having a chat with his mates every Friday night.
Yeah. It's alright, what we're going to do is compose our own intro music and Bryn's going to sing for it.
Oh,
please. On your dash.
Yeah.
Please, can we get a full The Distant Sons version of Titties on Your Dash for the intro, Bryn? Will you do it?
We need to write a Titties on Your Dash song. It needs to be a full song and Bryn needs to sing it.
So for those of you who don't know, there is a YouTube short called What on Your Dash on the channel. Go watch it. And in the comments on this episode, let us know if you want the new intro music to be Titties on Your Dash. And Bryn, if we get to 100 likes on this video, Bryn will record it.
Bryn, that's a pretty big goal.
With this proper studio microphone and everything.
Yep, pretty big goal.
Well, I'm being fair to Bryn because Bryn doesn't really want to do it.
On average, what do we get, Bam? Like 10, 15, 20?
We don't even get into double figures.
Yeah. So I'm stacking the deck against us three here, Bryn. But that means you have to do it if we get there.
So at some point, if we ever get really, really popular and people go back and watch this in like 2 years' time and we get to 100 likes on this video, we'll have to do it then.
Or if Matt creates 99 more fake accounts. Either way, someone has gone to a lot of effort at that point, Bryn, for you to sing Titties on Your Dash with full Distant Sons backing music.
Especially considering this is at the end of the episode as well.
Yeah.
Is it?
I won't disappoint them.
Yeah, we're probably not far off the end of the episode. We're probably about 40 minutes in at this point. But
yeah, if anybody's still hanging on at this point, yeah, they deserve Titties on their dash.
This is a actually we've segued through a few topics that are pretty decent, other than working out the dimensions of Bryn's garage, which I've kindly cut out of the episode for you all.
Yes,
we started at racing tractors as well and farm equipment, so we've a few segues to get here.
Yeah, but it's been a magical journey this week. Like I've watched other podcasts, right, and they very rarely stick to one topic, and they go on for like 2 hours of this nonsense.
Oh, we could go on for 2 hours with this nonsense.
So
we could just let Bryn talk.
I think the really interesting one is like, what questions should we be asking Modified Girls when they do the Mod Nat special with us?
Ryan, don't say a word. Ryan, don't say anything. Ryan, don't say.
Good boy, Milton.
I would behave.
Bryn, you got anything we should ask?
Nothing appropriate.
Yeah, nothing.
So I'll be left in charge of that. Oh.
What's their top 3 cliche questions they get as a modified girl?
Ooh, that is good. Yeah, there we go.
And what's the most annoying questions they get?
Yeah.
Or statements?
I think one of the things you ought to highlight is the reason that modified girls exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let them
Because
plug
any
themselves.
girl that appears in any car group just gets thirsty men all over them, and I know that because Nicole's had it in groups. And she posted on one of Dave's statuses about cars and that. She had 3 people try and add her as friends on Facebook. So there's a reason that modified girls exist.
Amy gets it as well. It's really weird.
It's like, because of boobs. Boys like boobs. The BEWBS boobs.
That one, yes, Milton. Well
Thanks for
done.
that clarification, Milton.
I'm really proud of him for holding that in for that long.
Boobs. Titties on your chest.
So, ladies and Modified Girls, this is why we're not bringing him with us.
Hey, I am a gentleman.
He would probably... The thing is, he talks a big game, but you know he bottles it the second he's actually put in.
Oh, yeah,
he
I
he can't speak to women.
I can't talk to women for shit.
I don't know how he got one and got her to marry him.
Oh, lots of lies. Relentless, Costa.
Money.
And working overtime on minimum wage. And then she sacked me.
How much did you pay her to come over from Thailand, mate?
She's not from Thailand. It's fine.
I feel like
it was China.
She probably chose him.
Yeah, she settled hard.
I was going to say she settled.
She settled hard.
She didn't settle. She went for what is the minimum risk that I can possibly take on a man ever cheating on me.
yeah, that's the thing.
He's a catch. Look at him.
No, we love Milton.
It's because I pull the hydro. That's what it is. You know what Jeremy Clarkson said? It's basically attached to the woman's ovaries.
And Milton pulled that thing with rapid movement.
Yeah.
Look at that strength and.
Yeah, I can't see the muscle. Is there a muscle there?
There's definitely a market for that on OnlyFans, Milton. So we'll certainly pose those questions. I think they're valid questions, but and then we'll just someone's Alexa's just gone off in the background.
Yeah.
Is that your dinner alarm, Milton?
No, just a timer.
It's just a timer. I think actually the realistic thing of the culmination of what we've talked about this week is how much stuff costs in the real world when you're into this hobby, right?
Also,
and
race anything.
Yeah. Also, yeah. We will attempt to. We'll attempt to race things that you don't want to race. Put me and Milton.
You probably shouldn't.
Put me and Milton next to each other in a supermarket with a shopping cart each, and it's on.
And then me and Bryn are going to be twinning in the background.
Or spotters. Bam's gone wide. There's orange juice on the floor. Take the wide line. Take the wide line. Spotting supermarket.
You know.
Oh my god, that's a brilliant event. Instead of drifting on tracks and racetracks and go-kart tracks, supermarket drifting.
I'm in.
With
full cars.
On a Saturday afternoon
with the
when it's really busy.
On a Saturday afternoon when it's really busy, Bryn and Milton get in a trolley each. Me and Matt push. Right.
What is it? Full cool run-ins, soapbox derby.
Full soapbox derby. Shotgun Milton in my trolley.
It has to be in Tesco though, because they have those dangly signs on the aisles, and they make fantastic ear clips.
Yeah, and in a clip is the cereal aisle.
It's
little
when
But
we
yeah,
get,
Tesco have those sort of half-height posts to protect the shelves.
Yeah.
That's your inner clip.
Oh, they're brilliant. Or any innocent bystander is an inner clip.
Yeah.
And it's fair game.
When you mangy down between the aisles through the middle.
so interesting stuff coming up for you lot in the future. Birmingham Wheels with Team Incomplete.
I'm right, I can't say either.
No one can.
Team stupid name.
Wait,
Hey.
wait. In the edit, Team Incomplete. That's probably long enough for the sound effect. We've got
It's actually going to be a genuinely good video.
Semi-Slick Promotions invited me down to Cafe in the Machine.
Oh, semi-slick. Is that as in tyres?
That is as in the magical Ms. Gaffor.
Ah, I haven't seen her in years.
It's her events company.
Nobody's seen anybody in years because we've not been allowed outside.
That was a year and a half, not years, plural. Thank you. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've seen Milton for 2 years.
That's because you didn't.
Probably the last time I saw you was when I bought your trailer off you.
Exactly.
That
And I've
has
only
driven
RX-7
up.
2 years.
That's driven up and down the country,
and
and
then,
it's got broken brakes because you didn't fix them. But we'll cross over that.
And then we're gonna.
I didn't. No, you're right. I didn't fix them because I paid somebody else to do them.
They didn't do it.
So I
No,
think
they didn't.
the most important thing that listeners could do if they've got this far, Matt, if you get an email that says I watched to the end of episode 30,
Discount code?
no, if you get an email to the features inbox, Matt, they automatically get the next feature slot. Like, it doesn't matter how bad the build is, preferably a Robin Reliant. If you put a Robin,
it could even be a Ford Fiesta.
If you send in an email to features@violentrunning.co.uk with pictures of your ride, why you're building it, and the spec list, you can get a feature article, right? But if it happens to be a Robin Reliant that's a little bit mental, then I'll do you a special discount code in reply as well, because I really want to do a feature article on a Robin Reliant on the website.
There was one at Learn to Drift the other day.
I've heard
They tried to roll it.
They did, yeah.
Did they manage to roll it?
Only in the dry, I think. They got it on its side.
Okay. Can we have a
It's a
Robin
motorbike.
Reliant?
It'd be dangerous.
Why not? Why would we be dangerous in it? What's the worst that I can do in a Robin Reliant?
It's got 3 wheels. Bam.
Depends on which way around the track it goes, depends who's driving it.
What if I drive it in reverse? Can't roll over then.
You definitely can.
I think you'd have a damn good go.
It'd be like, it's like a really cheap version of that 3-wheeled Morgan.
If it's a left-handed track, Bam, you can't drive it.
Why?
If it's a right-handed track, you can.
He's calling you fat again.
That was good. I like that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Everybody,
You love it.
everybody can look forward to the moment that I lay Milton low in a YouTube short video.
You're just going to bench for us, yeah?
I'm gonna
Do
You
something.
laugh like a twig.
I'm gonna give you a special operation that makes you girl wonder with my fist.
Ooh, matron.
So this week we have been a rambling episode of Shooting the Shift.
Lots of rambles.
During which Bryn got catfished by a garage. Matt discovered he could have got a workshop cheaper than buying a house. We learnt that Milton shouldn't be allowed near women in the car community. And apparently I knew too much about tractors.
I think I knew more than you.
That's been Matt.
Matt waves for audio listeners.
Yeah. He's been Bryn.
Bryn is now giving a thumbs up or falling into a ball laughing.
He's been the... What's it called when they do the audio description module?
Milton is doing a cool wave while flexing his big muscles.
I think our audio description module is broken.
And I've been a bearded weirdo that tries to keep this thing on the track. Have a good evening. Thanks a lot, everybody. We will catch you next week. Bye-bye.